excited?
Wait.
Are you excited? I am honored to have some intelligent, amazing young people with me today as we focus on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebrating 60 years of MLK's March on Washington. You like that? So we talked a little bit about the theme. And I think we mentioned Eddie Rye, who has been leading this community initiative around not, this is the thing, Dream Unfinished. Not a commemoration, but a continuation. What do you think about that? Tell me what that theme means to you when you hear it. First, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, and then tell us what that theme means to you.
Okay. My name is Lincoln Wilmore. Under Fast Forward Success Together. And what it means to me is that we came such a far ways, we came such a long ways, but I think that honestly means that there's still work that needs to be done, and that there's still work in this community that we still have to work on. So, yeah.
I love it. I love it. What grade are you in?
I am a senior.
And you have some exceptional talent. Thank you. Tell us some of the things that you do, that you love to do, that you do well.
I love entrepreneurship. So I'm working with Fast Fathers and Sons together and running a clothing brand called We Are Amazing 365 to help inspire, empower, and elevate our youth. I love poetry, so I write constantly, try to speak and build the community with that. And I love to do many other things.
Did you play instruments?
Yeah. Back in school, I played the viola and then still play the piano, especially for church. And yeah, and then I love sports too.
I love it. Thank you for being here. You're exceptional. This is the definition of continuing the dream. That's what this is all about. I'm just so happy to have our youth here. Beautiful lady, tell us who you are. What's your name? And then tell us, what does that theme mean to you? 3 months in.
That's it. My name's Amani.
Speak as loud as you can, like your outside voice.
My name's Amani Thompson.
Okay, have a look at that.
My name is Amani Thompson. And that theme is really to me because, like you said, we have representation, especially in our have a black vice president, we've had a black president, we've had so many black artists been put into the they're finally getting deserve, and that was me. Notice on the sum, there is still so much work that needs to be done, and we are still continuing to fight and to push the narrative that black is excellence, and we're trying to get that in front of everyone, in front of our own students, that black need to show that. And so the work is not done. I don't think it will be done, but I feel like the more we keep pushing, we'll just get exposed to it.
I love it. How old are you?
I am 15.
15, y'all. How old are you? Just turned 18. Intelligent, amazing young people. That was beautiful. So beautiful. Now, let's talk a little bit about, we talked about the theme, Dream Unfinished. Our focus is continuing the dream. We were talking earlier about the National Black MBA Association. We've been leading a series for quite a while. The name's has changed a bit, but it's called the Better Together Empowerment Series. So my question to both of you is, why is it better that we do this work together? I know you're both part of a BSU, a Black Student Union. Talk about why it's better to do it together. Talk to the people right there into that camera about what they should do and why they should be a part of change.
It's a great question. I think that overall we've seen in history that when we unify and come together, that we can make major change. From my perspective, especially in my school, I go to Lakeside, which is kind of a smallish private school, and honestly, there's not really a lot of us. particular, like, there's not really a lot of black students in there. And so often we try to like make change within the school. It can feel like really daunting and really scary. But then that's the reason why I love BSU so much because it's us coming together and being able to make that change together, which makes me feel so much more comfortable speaking out. I believe that that same principle applies to the community and it applies to everywhere that when we unify together, we can make major change.
I love my people.
Thank
I
you.
do. I do. Same question to you. Why is it better that we do this work together?
Why is it better that we do this together? I believe that it's better that we do this because yes, one person can try to start something, but it's very important that everyone tries to move forward with something. Like a village can make change. One person can do a lot, but when you have multiple people, one person that are driven to make change, that just creates a way so much more powerful to make change. It makes it a bit easier. And as you said, in BSU, like when we work together on, for example, MLK presentations, it just makes it so much more powerful to see a group of people speaking about something that's
You're so remarkable as well. So tell us about some of the things that you love to do that you do well. We were talking earlier.
I love art. I am obsessed with art, poetry, writing. I play violin. I sing. I dance. I love everything related to art, and I love incorporating my culture into my art. One of the things that I would say is my biggest is writing poetry. So I love writing poetry. I experiences, and also I like to write about some because my grandmother, her those, and even though I have not, I still do all those things that happen. So I feel like by bringing in the past, I love about music because it shows. I love about art. It shows the past, the present. It shows what.
15. Yes! Right? I love you. I love this. I love all of this. This is so powerful. Let's just talk just a little bit about, both of you talked about the future, continuing the dream. That's our theme moving forward. We got 4 days of amazing activities that are going to be happening. This video will last the test of time though, right? This is not about the kickoff, although the kickoff is going to be amazing. The official anniversary is August 28th. That is the official 60th anniversary of the March on Washington. Apparently, there's a lot of things that happened on the day. Apparently, that was the day until yeah, I think someone actually, I was talking to him recently, Dr. Jordan McDade. Oh, wow. The dates in infamy, right? So what's exciting is that we do get to be a part of change. And so when you hear the new, there's 2 things. Dream unfinished, not a commemoration, but a continuation. And then there's also this concept of committed to continuing the dream. We're committed to continuing the dream. When you hear that, are you hopeful? And what does that mean to you? I'll start with you.
Honestly, I'm a little scared. I am a little scared because I believe everyone is committed, but there's also a lot of struggles that come with being, and we face so many trials, and it becomes hard because change is never easy. The march wasn't easy. The civil rights movement wasn't easy. All these things aren't easy, and I'm scared that like our community. I believe in our community. But I am scared that those trials might derail us for a little bit, but I am confident that we will bounce back. I'm confident that we will be able to overcome them, but I am scared for what those trials might.
I just love that you're so connected. That was a beautiful answer. Thank you so much. Same question for you.
Wow. I I agree. I do think that I am a little scared and a little anxious about the future. I know that recent events have taken place that have put especially the youth in danger, especially speaking on affirmative action, the ruling within that, thinking about college and our futures. But it does give me hope knowing that there are committed individuals who are helping to see us succeed and to help support us. So while I am scared for it, I am glad that we're able to unify and have more people come together to help us make that change.
I love it. And you guys are so beautiful. Can you show your shirt again? We are amazing. And you said, I'm not going to put either one of you on the spot, but I know you see do poetry. If there's anything you want to share, I'm going to create space for you to do that momentarily. Get your phones out, whatever you do. It's an option. No pressure. But tell me more about We Are Amazing.
So We Are Amazing was something that I created in school. I initially had to do a poem about my identity in a personal development class, and I decided to do a poem called Being Black in America. Um, and I wanted to share with others in that class the struggles, but also how beautiful my culture was. And so at the end of my poem, I ended with being Black in America means we are amazing. Um, and that received a lot of positive affirmation from students, and I got invited to speak on it in an assembly. And then after that, I really just wanted to spread the message to our community and remind us that while there's so many negative narratives about us, and there's so many things and obstacles that we face each day, knowing that we are amazing and that we belong in those spaces and that we belong in this community and we belong in this country. So I wanted to inspire that and also make it a nice little clothing brand for everybody to have and encourage others. So that's the origin of how it started.
Mission accomplished. I love it. No pressure. Do you have that poem memorized? Bust out your phone.
I got to bust out the phone.
Bust out your phone while I talk to her. We're going to have you recite that poem. I think I've heard you do it. So I love that. And tell us a little bit more about what does we Are Amazing mean to you? And then you can bust out your phone while he said his poem. I'm going to have you share one of yours as well. Just tell you
Yes, I am.
Okay, I think because you're amazing. Of course you are. These are my people. So when you hear We Are Amazing, what does that mean? And what is Black brilliant, Black excellence? What does all that mean to you?
We are amazing means that to me. We are amazing means that we are amazing now and I believe Black excellence is something so beautiful and in so many different forms, and we are amazing in all forms. We can be politicians, we can be musicians, we can be beauty gurus, we can be athletes. We are amazing in so many different ways, and there's so many different things that we can do. And I feel like that entire we are amazing is honestly just a perfect way to sum that up.
Nice. I love it. You guys are going to I do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. She brought up a good point that I forgot a part of it. It's We Are Amazing 365. And the meaning of that is that we are amazing 365 days of the year, 24/7. It's not just contained within the month of Black History Month. It's not just
Go ahead and tell it like it
give
is.
us the shortest month of the year to celebrate it, but we celebrate that we are amazing throughout that full year. So
See, you know what I love about this? Sometimes, all I can do is what I can. My mind is with you. When they were talking about this dream unfinished, not a commemoration, but a continuation. The first thing I thought is, this ain't about the 4 days we're going to celebrate. This is about an anniversary is a year-long incident. This is a year-long initiative for me, for us, for It's All Bigger Than Me, consulting for my business, for the National Black Indian Association Seattle chapter. This is a year-long, let's go. I'm actually calling it the $1 billion community activation. In order for this society to look different when you all grow up, you're 18. In order for us to make a difference, we have to be very, very intentional. We cannot allow organizations and individuals who talked about what they're gonna do. You know how it was in George Floyd, right? Everybody had a declaration of independence about what they were going to do to help the Black community. The community that had been oppressed systemically for an extended period of time. So I call it the $1 billion community activation because there are companies who said that they wanted to do some things that we think are important. One of them was empowering youth. So we're going to have you connected throughout this entire school year with organizations who say they want to support you. We're going to bring them forward and have them share what they're doing, how they're doing it, You'll decide if you believe that is effective, if that's going to accomplish the goal they want. They would love that. It's about awareness. So you know what they're doing to support you. Action. What action are they taking and what can you take? And accountability. Right? If you say the thing, I hope you're doing it because we're gonna help you. And if you're having challenges, we're gonna brainstorm, network, think tank, and everything it takes to help them do what they say to help us live the best life. So what do you think about these words, awareness, action, and accountability? When you hear that, what do you think about change? It makes you feel a little bit more hopeful.
It does. It does make me feel hopeful, especially on that accountability aspect, because there's been so many empty promises that I've seen happen in this country. There's a couple poems that I write, but one is about the truth. It's about we have to acknowledge the truth and yeah, acknowledge like these empty promises that we face throughout our time. So I think accountability and all three of those words definitely make me hopeful.
Another. What about you? Awareness, action, and accountability. When you hear that, what do you say?
I think they all go hand in hand in order to take accountability.
A bit louder.
And I think they go hand in hand in order to take accountability. And have to have the awareness. So I believe that, like you said, makes me hopeful. There's always work to come with us. Change is coming. And we'll change.
I love it. I love it. I'm gonna have you talk as loud as you can with your form and get ready to do the same. So, say the name. Hello, my name is blah blah blah. So we clip it out, make it a perfect clip.
Hello, my name is Ian Moomore, and this is my poem called "Being Black in America" that I wrote when I was in middle school in my personal development class about my being black in America. Being black in America, you're often looked at differently when they meet. Not for the content of your character, but still by the color of your skin. Being black in America means you're athletic, not academic. Certainly a rapper, entertainer, or maybe even a thug, born and raised in the hood or the streets, or on them drugs. These are all stereotypes, because certainly we are much more than that. Being black in America means you are amazing. You are smart, strong, creative, genius, inventors, and kind, full of an undeniable resilience, strength, and wisdom. What is true, African Americans in America must work harder, be smarter, be more, just to prosper to succeed, thanking our ancestors who fought so hard for our freedom. When people ask, what school do you go to? I respond, Lakeside. But we respond, Washington, Aki, Asa Mercer, South Shore, Rainier Beach, Garfield, Cleveland, Franklin, and more. And they say, oh, you must be smart. But we like them to continue. Oh, you must be smart, strong, creative, a genius, an inventor, and kind, full of an undeniable resilience, strength, and wisdom. I am African American, yet I have never been to Africa. This has changed recently. I was born and raised. Yes. Yeah. I continue. I was born and raised in America. Our history, our culture, our values, and our communities all make me proud, strong, and loud. Perceptions and misconceptions in America unfortunately cause misunderstandings, fear, trauma, and hate. Being black in America, the experience is great. See, I believe the pen and the paper are the strongest weapons in America. They have the power to create policies, laws, opportunities, unity, peace, and love. But way too often, they've created poverty, division, lack of opportunities, destruction, and hate. Hate is rising in America now. That's facts. It is bold, unashamed, not afraid, unapologetic, ugly, and sad. Teaching Americans the importance of these crimes is truly something it lacks. As an African American black male teenager in America, I still have goals and dreams for myself. I want to become an Eagle Scout. I accomplished this one. Attend a great college, become a pilot, a professional athlete, potentially an aeronautical engineer, get married and have children of my own one day. So much more. But being black in America, I have to stay focused and remind myself that I belong, that I am smart, I am strong, I am creative, I am a genius, I am an inventor, and yes, I am forgiving and kind, full of an undeniable resilience, strength, and wisdom, because I am black in America. And remember that means we are amazing, 365 days, 24/7.
Yes. All right. That is awesome. Laker. Laker. I gotta give you a high five on that. You were just, you wrote that at what age?
I think it was around sixth grade in middle school.
Sixth grade?
Yeah, sixth or seventh.
What does
grade.
that mean? What age is
Oh, I got
that?
you got like 12 to 13.
Ooh, wow. You understand when I say black excellence? Genius, we are amazing. Wow. Thank you for that. I'm sorry, did you see me throw that? No, I'm still gonna throw it. I'm like, stop. Like we really need, by the way, we're at Simply Sober. We really need the entire place out so we will have silence and they down there having a good time. No, just joking. That was good though. I apologize. But I'm a surrendered woman. I'm a surrendered being. That was so good. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you for sharing that. What would you like to share, ma'am?
I would like to share a poem called Are You Done? This was a poem after the Ahmaud Arbery killing, and I had heard it on Instagram, and as soon as I so I made this when I was 12, I believe.
Wow.
So, are you done? This has been going on for far too long, and I thought we were done. Are you done? Hating. Hating our kind for wanting better lives. Are you done yet? Killing us, hoping we won't fight. Are you done? Treating us like we are beneath you. Since 1865, we thought we were free, but still, we are killed, hunted, and chased. Are you done? Taking the lives of poor mother sons. It seems racism still hasn't left the heart and mind of some, but we will fight for our rights and our lives until you are done.
Wow. Hey. Wow. Are you done? Wow. That was fabulous. Are you done?
I don't believe people are, but I believe that if we all keep fighting, if we all keep fighting, that finally people will stop treating us like we are stuff, like we are thugs, like we are violent people, but as we are humans and as actually.
I love that. I love that. I love that so much. Now, as we close, I'm just curious if there's any other, whether it's poetry or anything that you want to share that is going to talk about this hopeful exuberance or something that you would share with young people to encourage them about their brilliance or anything that you think would be helpful to really get people to engage in what we're calling committed to continuing the dream. But we know we can change hearts and minds. What would you say to encourage someone who perhaps wasn't feeling hopeful? Some young person.
Yeah. Young person to young person. Um, I would honestly push the knowledge and tell them, remind them how amazing that they are, right? And remind them that no matter the obstacles that you are facing, know that from our past, right, from our ancestors, from our family, from our community, that remind them that there's a community that supports them, and that there's many people out there who want to see them succeed, and to also reach out if and to be able to like reach out for help if you need, but also be a part of like coming together to unify. Because again, we're strength in numbers, we're stronger together. So I would I would invite them to help join the movement. Honestly, yeah.
I love that. Same question to you. What would you say to encourage?
Well, I want all of you out there to put your voice is important. There's one thing that helps you, it's your aim voice. Those are the two most powerful weapons. You have your community to support you, you have your family to support you. So use your gifts, whether that you're an athlete, musician, a painter, use those gifts to try to reach. That's every little thing you do will help to create this future that will be safe for us and then
It is so beautiful. Yeah, I mentioned there's a lot of things that we're doing through the National Black Community Association, Seattle chapter. I mentioned there's some work with it. We have a program called Leaders of Tomorrow. You both are part of our Leaders of Tomorrow, so you're exceptional. You're the leaders of today. Just to be clear, you are. Just this right now is going to impact so many lives. You're leading right now, so just thank you so much. I do have one final question related to mindset. But we're leading a series called Living Powerfully as well. And we're committed, we're pouring in, and we're looking for people like you, already amazing, already brilliant, already creative, all the things. And we want to pour into you a series of learnings. It's called positive intelligence. Have you heard of IQ? You've heard of EQ for emotional intelligence? Well, so there's IQ, there's EQ, and there's something called PQ. It's positive intelligence. It's kind of a combination of both of those plus more. So you've heard of it combines neuroscience of the brain. This is my area of expertise, so I'm kind of contributing my gift for the next 6 weeks, actually about 8 weeks, into this program. Like I'm gifting, it's $1,000 for a 6 week program. We're going to offer it free for $100,000 giveaway is what we're doing. And that's our commitment to change. That's our committing to continuing the journey. So it combines neuroscience, right? The ability to change your mind, to change your life. Not change your mind, but change your brain, literally, right? Also cognitive behavioral psychology. It's a combination of positive psychology and performance science. So anything that you do, so athletes, 500,000 people have done it in 50 different countries. It's really about, it's beyond mindsets. It's really about really how to act, how to really condition. It's not physical wellness, mental. So it's about mental training, mental activation. Like you get to truly create the mind that you want. So we talk about the saboteurs and we talk about safe. You guys remember that clip from Will Smith? Actually play that clip with him when it smacked Chris Rock. He called that. That's when someone gets hijacked, right? When there's a saboteur, it's self-sabotage, right? There's a saboteur. Have you ever like yelled at somebody who's like a kid? You ever threw a fork down the aisle? He's like, right? Have you ever? I was momentarily hijacked. Like, really? This is the best part, right? I was momentarily hijacked. Like, stop. I mean, I didn't know what to do, but I couldn't yell. But I wanted to like shut the sound. So I didn't want to actually identify that each of us have moments where you're momentarily hijacked, right? Typically, you let your emotions subside. Typically, you don't go run up on stage and slap someone, because they said made a joke about it. Hopefully, right? But this is about really creating a space where you not only have control, but you actually have maximum performance, maximum wellness, maximum relationship, like all the things. And so I'm going to offer it to you all. I'm going to offer you a free training, 2 hours kind of intro, but then there's a free $1,000 program over 6 weeks with a wonderful app called Positive Intelligence. The book is actually in the app, but there's actually training and videos and all this other stuff. But then you could actually go out and actually start your own coaching business after you go through so if you imagine being a young person helping other youth through this process, that's kind of part of the opportunity. So you don't make a decision today. I'm just presenting it to you so you know that's how I'm continuing to bring it. Right? If I light 100 fires and those fires light 100 other fires, hello, and 100 more and 100 more, we're changing things. And this is literally about only 20%. This is the book Positive Intelligence. It's proven technology. Only 20% of us as human beings ever achieve our full potential. And part of it is because of the voices in our heads, right? It's that self-sabotage, just the things, right? It's that self-talk. We can talk about all kinds of things. This is about how do you silence the saboteurs and enhance your sage. And the sage perspective is simply, do you believe that everything happens for your good, that there's a gift or an opportunity in every situation? That you can find, that there's a possibility. We used to say there's a blessing or a lesson, a blessing or a lesson, so to speak, in everything. Have you heard that?
Right. My aunt says it all the time.
Yeah, do you believe it?
I genuinely do.
Genuinely?
I
Generally or genuinely?
genuinely.
So say the words. I believe. Do you believe that every situation has a blessing on it?
I do believe that every situation has a blessing. Because if you're in a situation where, let's say, you're in a relationship, and it's not the best relationship. It's not benefiting you anyway. Your brain is now learning from that experience that you can then take that lesson and apply what you learned into your next relationship. So when you're in that relationship, you now know what is wrong, so you know what is right. And so you will keep learning lesson over and over again. Those lessons all build up to be lessons.
I love it. I love it. I love it. What about you? Do you believe that every situation, no matter how bad, can be turned into a blessing or a lesson?
Yeah. I've never said those exact words, but I have always lived by that principle. Whenever something bad initially happens to me, my parents always remind me that you take that you take a taking, and that it really is a blessing because you've learned from that, and that you now have that experience under your belt, and so we're also super strong on faith, so it's that God has a path for us, and that's just believing and just knowing that you're going down like a positive path. So yeah, I do follow that. I will use that lesson.
We're gonna learn more about the gifts. So there are gifts in every situation. So I'm not just giving you information. So it's like the question is pain to your benefit? The answer is yes, right? So our negative emotions of things, are they of value? Of course. Like, you otherwise, you know they can't have a stone. So yeah, of course it is. If you recognize that I only want that for a second, I'm not gonna hold my hand locked over and be like, wait, let me right? It's meant to be, a trigger. It's meant to be an indicator, right? Same thing happens with your mind. When you have a negative emotion, any negative emotion, you know that you're in a certain, you're being addressed, attacked by your saboteur. The saboteur is kind of taking over. So you get to basically switch your mind and say, you know what? Shut it down. That's the pain. I'm not going there. So that's the choice that you get to make, but it's in practice. Mental fitness is what it's called, right? Not mental fitness. So it's a practice. That's what this app is. Positive intelligence. Super cool, but it actually lets you practice. So the higher you create your save, that mindset is one part, and then there's the 5 sage principles: empathy, right? So if you kind of empathize with the other person in your situation, empathize with the other person. You look at this point of opportunity. So if you believe, okay, what can I say of myself? What can I, you're judging, right? Yourself, your other situation. Then if you think about this idea of innovating, creating a new idea. If this is a gift, I don't know what the gift is, but think about what possibly could come out of this, right? That's the innovate phase. Then you actually can move on to other phases. I won't give you the whole thing now, but just know that it's about creating a space where you get to decide. My favorite one of these is this idea of exploring. So it's really empathy first, then it's exploring. You basically become what we call a curious anthropologist. Something's happening and you're like not judging, and you decide, in this moment, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get curious. I want to learn more about the situation. Why might they be doing it? Why might, I just want to learn more. No judgment. And then once that you get those two empathy, I'm gonna, visualize this person as a child. They just yell at you. I wonder who abused them, right? Like so having empathy in that way, then exploring. What's going to learn more? Don't judge me. The third step is this idea of saying, now I want to innovate. I want to think about like what could be the gifts. Assuming, I know a little bit more. What could be the gifts and possibilities, right? And then the next one is this idea of navigating. It's like you get to look for and what would you want your older self to see? How would you want to have seen yourself in your life, for example, 5 years later, 10 years later, and however far you need to navigate forward to say, look back, how would my older self want me to behave in this moment? That's the navigate. And then the last one is then you activate. You don't have to do anything until you actually amplify your sage power, your sage principle. So if there's a practice of that, can you imagine how we would all, that's just the beginning. And it's just like 5 minutes of intro of an idea of like how do we change everything? Part of it. I say when we have the power. Like Will Smith, like I said, that slap. I played it at the beginning of some of my training because I'm like, he was hijacked, right? You know, we all are. So it's not a bad thing. The brain side is survival mechanism. Is the left side of the brain. The right side is the same side. That's where we get to like thrive. So let's stop talking. Tell me why what I just said, does it make sense to you? Is there any value in that? And would you want to be learn more about it? And how would you think that could benefit if we're thinking about continuing to dream? That's why this is our this Black MBA says we're gonna be the organization that's gonna put a new we say we tell stories, we share wisdom, we elevate expectations. We tell stories, we share wisdom, we elevate expectations. Elevating expectations is we elevate expectations about ourselves and about each other. So now you have a different language, different operating system, right? To go from, so when you see things happening, we can all amplify, leverage our superpowers, minimize the negative, right? Without judgment, we're gonna do better together, you know? It's a better together environment. It's gonna empower you to do better. You can choose not to, but you're gonna know how to if you choose to. Does that make sense? So tell me what you think about that and any thoughts that come to mind. I'll start with you.
Oh, um,
It was a lot. I know it was a lot.
yeah,
Just like, what did you think? Like,
something you said really stuck out
yes.
to me, which was about faith. It reminded me of the song where and when you said that, I started to look up you learn from your faith, but faith exists to protect you from things. It exists to protect your mind, body. Without this faith, we as humans won't be able to survive. Another thing you said about trust. I feel as though certain sometimes we go separate ways. We all do like that, but it's very important that we have empathy on ourselves as well. And I feel as though that once we do that, we can others. It's not those things, it's like a goal. And once you acknowledge that the truth is supporting you, I don't feel like we should dismiss or I don't feel like we should ignore that pain is important. But once you acknowledge it for yourself, you can take in others because you're like, I went through something. Thank you. You're going through something. It may not be the same thing. It may be two totally different things, but I can empathize with that. Now, what can we do to get past that? And sometimes you learn about someone else, it makes you want to do something. That situation, maybe you are seeing a trauma effect. And you're like, this has struck me with it. I want to be. So it all goes around in a huge circle, but I genuinely believe it starts with acknowledging your yourself. It's not you can't understand and help yourself. So how are you going to understand another person if you don't understand yourself?
Come here, girl, we took that. So you don't even know this, but the first step in the process is there's a 5-minute assessment. I'll have to share with you too before you leave. If you want to come back, we can actually do a video here right here. Okay. But it's called Know Your Saboteurs. So like there's 10 saboteurs. So you guys know the concept of colors, right? Red, blue, yellow. They're the primary colors. It's from those three colors that all other colors are created, right? So similarly, when you think about performance, when you think about wellness, when you think about relationships, think about all the things, joy, right? PQ is about positive performance and happiness, right? Success and happiness and performance. There's three colors. You want to do a factor analysis? Three primary actions that we're asking you to take is to minimize your saboteurs, to know yourself, amplify your sage, remember to do those things, activate your sage powers, and just self-manage. We can't change anyone else. But when we change ourselves, that's how we commit to the dream. That's how we can optimize. Think about that. Similar to what you just said. Yeah. I believe that I also just reminded me that's what I'm saying. You have to focus on the person here in order to tell someone else.
Um, but no, yeah, I fully agree that it's all about starting with yourself first. It's about that foundation. If it's strong within yourself, then you can help others. And yeah, I love that idea, and I believe that helps create like a healthy community to create change, like what we're talking about. To yeah, to change the obstacle we see in the world. But honestly, she just
You just get it. I agree. There's nothing else we can say, y'all. This is it. We're gonna have you guys come back. You dropped the mic. Officially, that was so perfect. We just wanted to say, I want to say thank you again to both of you. You have any final words? You know there's things happening this weekend. So we have the Friday youth session. You said you're gonna be a part of that?
I'll be part of the Saturday.
Oh, the Saturday. Sorry. Friday is the. Oh, sorry. There's a couple things happening for this. This is the timely part of this episode. There's actually 4 things that are happening as a part of this series. And again, Eddie Rye is the visionary in front of the Martin Luther King Commemorative Committee. And there's 4 things happening. So today was kind of an opportunity to pull in voices. On Friday, they're doing the preach in. It's going to be at the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Baptist, excuse me, I think it's the Martin Luther King Jr. Missionary Baptist Church in Renton. Reverend Dr. Linda Smith, super excited about that. It's going to be 10 pastors, I think it is. They're doing what they call a preach-in. Each one's going to preach for 6 minutes or something like that. So some very powerful, intentional conversation at 5 o'clock. But before that, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., we're going to do something similar to this. And we have a true professional camera crew that's going to be there. The Griot Project is going to be there capturing more of these voices, asking a different set of questions. And we're creating a documentary that's going to be at NAM, the Northwest African American Museum. So you guys can be a part of that as well. So you can come anytime. This is for you two, for the community. You can come anytime between, I don't have anything else to throw. So, Louisiana hot sauce. So, so, Friday, preach in Martin Luther King. Oh, Missionary Baptist says some more speakers are here. I'm excited. Yes. Martin Luther King Missionary Baptist Church, that's on Friday. And then Saturday, we have the youth thing. Are you going to be a part of that?
Yes.
Tell me, what are you going to do on Saturday? And that's going to be at the Northwest African American Museum.
Yeah.
From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Correct. Yeah, so I'm running the youth showcase where we will talk about affirmative action and the recent rulings and our perspectives on that from a youth perspective. So recommend that you come and show up and bring anybody. And yeah, should be a lot of exciting guests there. We have speakers, poetry, presentations, music, etc. So
all kind of stuff. There's literally 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So Tana Yasu is the one. Tana, did I say that right? Tana Yasu. Listen, she's trending well. I'm country. I've been paying her. That's not Tana Yasu, who is legendary in this community. She is just, I think she led the youth thing last year as well in prior years, but she's amazing. So she's been leading that. It's going to be outstanding. Food from Simply Soulful will be there. I don't know if I mentioned, we're at Simply Soulful. This is grits, catfish, pork chops, mac and cheese, and candy yams. We're going to go down and have lunch now when my next guest comes up, but we're at Simply Soulful. So this is a black-owned business. This right here is continuing to dream. Started by a mother, recipes from the grandmother, the daughter runs it right now. That's continuing to dream. So we talked about Friday, talked about Saturday, the youth showcase. Sunday's a March. What do you know about Sunday?
I know that
you have to find us Sunday.
I'm gonna need the flyer, but I know that it's another thing that happening.
It's a March.
Yeah.
It's a March from somewhere to some other where. I think the March from A to Point B. It's actually going to be to the I think we sent you the flyers, so you can find them real quick. It's the ones that Tiffany. Oh, no, on my phone. Okay. So don't worry about it. We'll see some information. Come back to this site. We're gonna post all of that here. And then Sunday we're gonna be back at no, sorry, Friday is going to be at Martin Luther King Jr. Baptist Church in Renton, the preach-in, 5 o'clock. But before that, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Video community being recorded as part of the documentary. Saturday, back at the Northwest African American Museum. That's the Youth Opportunity Fair. Tons of amazing content, lots of great food as well. So there's gonna be a brunch from Simply Soulful. Yes, catfish, delicious brunch, and lunch with Ezel to some other place, and then on Sunday is a march, which I think is going to the MLK park, and then Monday is a panel. The panel discussion is going to be also at Northwest African American Museum. Lots of dignitaries are going to be there. They invited everyone. The community is invited. This is your time to shine light. So that's all I wanted to share today. This is timeless, though. If you watch this in 6 months from now, know that what had happened was we did the thing. We did the kickoff back in August. August 28th is the official 60th anniversary of MLK's March on Washington. But that was just the kickoff. We're doing a year long. We're committed to what? Committed to continuing the dream. Say the words.
Committed to continuing the dream.
That's it, y'all. We're committed to continuing the dream. Bye.